Swamp Lady, where is you? You've always given me good advice, Swamp Lady, and I've always followed it. But Swamp Lady, I need advice now. When I come into the swamp, I'm surrounded by beauty. And when I see beauty, I see God. Beauty and the swamp and God are the same thing. Swamp Lady, since I was a child and been coming in here, I can feel your presence. I can feel your presence, Swamp Lady. I know you see everything I've done while I was in the swamp, every time I've been here. I can feel your presence, Swamp Lady. I can feel your presence now. Who you?
Who?
What do you want?
Stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Yankee Doodle
Who are you?
My name is Bobo Kincaid. Folks call me Bobo. And I think I'm your cousin. Your mother was my mother's sister. Last month, I got this letter from St. Louis. It was from my dead grandfather's lawyer telling me that I am now the sole owner of this plantation. I don't read very well. So I got somebody to read it for me. This letter says that I am now the sole owner of this plantation. Is that true?
Yes, this is Twisted Oaks, and we are the Devereaux family. We have been expecting you. We too have been informed that our house has been left to you. We are at your disposal. Won't you please come in?
I was born here. I don't think my grandfather and my father ever really got along. Something bad must have happened way back there, because I barely remember when I was about 3 years old being pulled out of my mother's arms by my real father. We got on a horse and we galloped off into the swamp. We was befriended by Ned. Ned was an old freed darky who lived up the river. And he gave us refuge on his flatboat. Later, I've been told that my real father went into Natchez and got into a card game to win some money so we could get to Boston, where he was from. He never came back. Papa Ned later said that he probably got into a card game and got into a card fight, and somebody killed him. So Papa Ned took me and raised me on his flatboat, on the river, as his own child. Those were the happiest years of my life.
Stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Ha!
When I was 12, my life changed completely. One day, a farmer from the Kentucky country, Mr. John Mullins, galloped up to the bank where our boat was tied up. He said he was running from the law. So Papa Ned gave him refuge on our boat. For about 2.5 months we were so happy. And then one day, Papa Ned got a fever. Something he drank from the river or something. And he died. I wanted to go with him, but I wanted to die with him, but John Mullins wouldn't let me. He took me and we went south into the Louisiana swamps, into the Louisiana wilderness. And there for 2 years we trapped animals for their skins. When I was 14, we took them skins to New Orleans and we sold them and made a small fortune. And John, he introduced me to women. We bought horses, and we galloped west. We galloped west into the frontier. We went all the way to the Rocky Mountains. Oh, we lived like wild men. We was wild mountain men. We fought wild Indians. We fought wild Spanish adventurers. We stayed there for about 6 years, until I was 20. And then we decided it was time to get back to civilization. To tell you the truth, ma'am, we was both half desperate for women. When we got back to New Orleans, we got settled and went into a saloon to get something to drink. John got into a card game. An argument took place over the cards, and then somebody pulled out a gun and shot him right before my eyes. They hit me over the head with a bottle. Some kindly monks took me to their monastery somewhere in the city, and they nursed me back to health. That really must have been some blow to my head because I kept waking up and going back to sleep, and waking up and going back to sleep. And finally, one day, I woke up for good. The kindly monks wanted me to stay and become one of them. They wanted me to study and become a priest. But ma'am, I didn't want to do that. They always looked at me so strange. They wore those long black robes and had pale white faces. Ma'am, those men scared me. So I ups and runs away. I followed the river to the edge of the city and then north into the swamp. I stayed to the east side of the river until I came back up here to Mississippi. Then I met a frontier gal whose name was Sally Martin. Sally Martin had a cabin on the east side of the river, and I lived with Sally for 2 years until she died trying to bring my baby into this world. When Sally died, I swore off women completely. I didn't want to be hurt again. So I went back to the flatboat, and for years and years and years and years, I fished. I fished on the river. Until 2 years ago when I just got so tired of being alone. So I went into Natchez and I got a job. I got a job as a mail delivery carrier, delivering the mail between Natchez and St. Louis, between St. Louis and Natchez. For 2 years, I lived lickety-split, delivering the mail between them two cities. And then, 1 month ago, I got a letter telling me that I was now the owner of this plantation.
Well, please understand that I don't want to drive anybody out of their home. I know that you've lived here most of your lives, and, well, all I want to do is just move in and start assuming my duties tomorrow, if that's all right with you. I can go down to my flatboat, get all my belongings, and bring them back up here tomorrow. Is that all right with you? Please, won't you come in?
Oh, Lord.
You sure has a pretty dog.
Thank you.
I love dogs.
Oh, we do too.
Quite so, yes we do.
I just loves dogs. It's so good to have them at the table. I love taters too. I love these taters. Papa Ned and I used to have a garden on the east side of the river, on the old American side. We grow most everything there. We grow taters, we grow asparaguses, we grow watermelons, and we grow peas. We grow a lot of peas. Oh, well, chicken. I ain't had chicken in years. On the river, Papa Ned and I used to eat a lot of fish. Did you like fish?
Excuse me, I have work to do.
Could I get you something else?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Well, I'll get our plates. Are you through, sir?
No, ma'am.
I'll just put this in the kitchen.
Look at the swamp. You know, a witch lives in there, and she moves around.
Oh, I know, ma'am. I know. I growed up in this swamp.
Oh,
My Papa Ned used to tell me all about the swamp lady who lived in there. But you know, I've never seen her. All the times I've been in the swamp, I've never seen her, but she's there. I know she's there. My Papa Ned said that I never would grow up like most folks would because I was protected by the swamp from the evil of this world. And he said that I'm more religious than most folks. My Papa Ned said that most folks in civilization has church, but I has something much more than that. I has the swamp. As I said, I guess I have swamp water in my blood.
If the law allowed me to do so, I would kill him in a minute and get my property back. I hate him. I feel nothing but black velvet, passionate hatred for him. I was born on this plantation. I grew up here. It's part of my heart and soul. I should be the rightful owner. It's mine.
Cousin Bobo has seen a great deal of the world. He seems to have been other places than the backwater country. I just can't even imagine him as being a successful cotton plantation owner. How would he fare at all the Christmas parties and balls? Why, his backwater ways would make him the laughingstock of Mississippi from Natchez to Hattiesburg. Oh, I do so need a man, and I'm so hungry for one. Oh, I can't think about marrying Bobo and someday becoming the mistress of Twisted Oaks. I'm kin to him. Dare I think about such a thing? Oh, shame on you, Jasmine, you wicked girl, you. Bobo is your cousin. Oh, I need a man. I'm so desperate.
I don't know the first thing about running a cotton plantation. When to plant cotton, when to pick it. I guess I'll have to depend on the darkies for guidance, or the light of the moon. Good morning, Cousin Jasmine. There's something not quite right there. She's been looking me up and down all morning. Cousin Jasmine needs the company of men. She needs to be in masculine company. She either needs that or a purgative enema to wash those thoughts out of her system.
Why, Bobo, you handsome old thing, you.
Oh, Cousin Jasmine. Cousin Jasmine, I was just looking out over my new grounds. I don't know where to begin. Cousin Jasmine, do you think anything needs doing at all?
You're asking a helpless woman things she knows nothing about. Why, I just manage the inside of the house. I was the mistress of the plantation until we were told that you owned it. But I remain at your disposal until you tell me otherwise.
You'll remain at my what?
Oh, Bobo, don't ask me to explain my words. Well, sometimes all the words I ever learned at the Peabody Female Academy years ago just fly right out of my head. No, ask your cousin Cyrus about the upkeep of the grounds. Our swamp is a beautiful but deadly swamp, Bobo. There is a rumor about the swamp. It is said that there is a witch that lives in the swamp, and if you find her, you will find her by the beautiful swamp tree. And if you find the swamp tree, you will have happiness for the rest of your life.
I know Cousin Jasmine.
Your mother was a Creole gal our grandfather bought on the auction block in New Orleans. He brought her back here, and she lived as his mistress in the slave quarters for 20 years. When he found out your father had a child by her, he banned your father from the plantation. He gave you to a free darky up the river. They were going to sell Marie Labeau back into slavery. She escaped, ran off into the woods, and you never heard from her again. The only reason why the plantation was left to you was that my grandfather hated me.
I'd never had anything cut me to the quick the way Cyrus's words did. His words broke my heart. I needed to talk to this woman. I needed to go into the swamp and talk to her and find out if this was true. Dang, I've been bit. I wasn't looking what I was about, and I've been bit. Oh, dang, I've been bit. Dear God, if it's my time to die, please, God, please let it be quick and don't let me suffer. Please forgive me of all my sins. And please let me step out into the gates of heaven.
Akayi.
all of a sudden, I knew. This was my mother. No one had to tell me, I just knowed it. This was my mother. And they had cut off all her hair and kept her locked in the tower room of this house when her mind broke down after they had pulled me out of her arms as a baby. I just somehow knowed it. This was my mother. Then I knew what I must do. I was going to get Cyrus and get him good. I found Cyrus in the room with all the books on the wall. I chased him to an upstairs bedroom, but he got away from me. I chased him into the tower room, but he got away from me again. Then I chased him to an upstairs east bedroom, and I caught him. I socked him on the jaw with all my strength and drove him from the house.
I want to go back to Virginia, where I went to school. I want my grandmammy.
Cyrus, let me see your jaw.
Don't you ever come back to this house again. After what you did to my mother. I took my mother by the hand and led her into the house. In time, her mind improved, and Marie LeBeau came to live with us. I never found the swamp tree of happiness that I knowed of, but I always felt that it was close by because of the happiness that we had for years and years and years and years at Twisted Oaks.